Okay, so I've been having a lot of technical difficulties. As y'all saw, I tried to do a live earlier. It didn't really go well. I think some of the technical difficulties has to do with Mercury going retrograde. We know that does have a lot to do with like communication, technology, things like that. And so I think that does play a part in it. Also, I remember speaking on this before about divine feminine energy, that because divine masculine energy had ascended, that we would need to tap into some things, and that the divine feminine energy was going to see some magic. And so I think that had a lot to do with it too, because I was literally like, I had brought a new phone. It was the memory was full. Like, it was just so much different shit going on that would not let me get no message out to save my life. And so I think that it was, again, the retrograde, Mercury in retrograde. I also think that it was a divine detour. What it was doing was it was giving me time to fully integrate all of my new shit and the way that I interpret things. Because for me, I'm more so intuitive. When I first started out in like my divination shit, if you want to put a label on it, I did start off with cards, and I did need them. Now I don't. Like, I can just clearly see what the fuck it is, period. And I could see that in other people's energy. I could see it in my own energy. Like, it's just once you ascend into a 5D place, it's just clarity, period. So I don't need the cards anymore, but I still use them because I know it's helpful when I'm trying to give out my messages, and it makes it easier for people to understand, kind of like if they not on my frequency. But understand this shit though, if you click on any one of my videos, it's you supposed to be here, period. You're supposed to be here. So there's a message within whatever I'm saying. It's a message in that shit for you. Because listen, with the new potential for my abilities, my expansion, it's like it's a whole lot of new things that I could tap into. And so when we first went through that portal on 1010, I could feel it like on a physical level that things was happening and things was about to change. And I had, a conscious level awareness of it, but I wasn't being patient with myself. I wasn't allowing myself space to truly integrate into my shit, right? And so, with me knowing now that I'm more intuitive than physically inclined, like when I say that, I mean I don't need the cards anymore. I can just read energy and know what's up. Once I realized that shit, it was like Source was giving me different signals for different things, right? And so, in the time that it took for me to figure out this technical shit, I was giving myself the time that I needed and wasn't trying to take to integrate into, my perception of the messages in the way that spirit gives them to me, so that I can give it to y'all in an articulate way, so that y'all can continue forward on y'all's journey, and I can too. You know what I mean? Even when I do these reads for y'all, I get something out of that shit. Like, for real. It's like again, with the integration of the full potential of my abilities, it's like when I step out on it and I do these reads for y'all, I'm rewarded, because then I start to see this shit happening, and I'm like, okay, I'm right. Like, it's one thing, even as I'm integrating my shit, I still have these 3D struggles, right? And so I was in the knowing of what I'm doing and what I'm capable of, but then when I see it play out through other people in a 3D way, then that's like validation, right? And so it's like, okay, keep going, keep doing this. You're on the right path. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean when I say I get just as much out of this shit as y'all do, right? And so a part of this is all of us coming into awareness of our capabilities. So over the last few weeks, um, a lot of people at this vibrational frequency have felt stuffy, like going through some like a the worst cold you ever had in your life, medicine that you was taking it wasn't working. Like that was spirit's way of setting your ass down so that you can give yourself a break, because I know we are steadfast on this mission, and that's what we're supposed to be doing. You right, and you doing it right. Like I'm not telling you that you're not, but we also have to still be mindful of the process, right? Like, sometimes we see the vision and we just want that shit to be, but we have to be more patient with ourselves. So, again, we felt stuffy, like we had head colds and shit, and we felt like there was shit that we needed to say, shit that we needed to get out. It was almost like a very anxious, irritated energy within us, like, okay, I know I should be doing something, but what the fuck should I be doing? Then we go try to do something and we find a million and nine other things to do. We're not really getting any one thing done. We're touching on a whole bunch of shit, but we're not really getting one solid thing done on a sustainable level where we can apply that shit, right? That's how it's playing out for us at this frequency right now, because we're not being patient with ourselves in this process. We got to slow down for a second, integrate our abilities, and take full possession of our shit. Understand it, work through it so we can apply it. Remember, I was saying this a minute ago, but I wasn't even really taking that shit in for myself, like on this 3D physical level. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to rest and sit still and just, just work it within on every you know, invisible field that there is. Working on those different levels. You know what I mean? And so that's what I've been having to do in this few weeks of time where I couldn't get shit out. At first I was just trying to control it. Like I said, I went and got a new phone and everything. And that motherfucker was brand new and told me I had no memory on a brand new phone with no pictures or nothing on it. So I'm sitting here trying to control my shit, right? Like, why it won't work? Let me go get this. Let me go get that. Let me do this. Let me do that. Trying to make it work. And it still wasn't working. So then I had to say, okay, in this moment, let me see, is it something that I'm doing or something that I'm missing? Right? This is the big message right now. If you are vibrating at this frequency and you came here to this video, let me tell you, it's not that you're doing something wrong. It's not that you fucked up or that you descended, because you haven't, my baby. This is what happened. We got to a level of ascension and we didn't really know what to do, because it ain't been a lot of motherfuckers up here. So it's like your first time going in the grocery store. You got to figure out where shit is on the aisle. But we were so steadfast on our mission, we wasn't even giving ourselves a chance to figure out the grocery store. We was just trying to go after that shit. And so we ended up like bulls in china shops. And we ended up spinning our fucking tails, not really getting things done, but touching on a lot of different shit. You see what I'm saying? And so I just want to let you know, my baby, that there is a way out of that shit. That's why I'm here today. Now, just to go back a little bit, like I was saying, how I was telling the divine feminine energy a few weeks ago that they was gonna see magic, right? So for me, that shit transcended. I don't know about y'all, but especially in the last year of my spiritual journey, I've been truly dedicating myself to unfucking plugging. Like, I don't watch TV, like, as far as like if I watch a show, it's like 9 times out of 10 it's some shit on YouTube or some shit on Netflix or something like that. It's not like I'm not doing the Real Housewives or the Love and Hip Hops. I'm not doing all of it. I just don't consume that type of shit no more. Like, to each is his own. But once you get to a certain level of ascension, you just can't even consume that shit because it completely blocks a lot of your shit. And so within the last year, I've been trying to unplug from that. And so today, something came into my vortex. It was a video of Terrence Howard. And I don't know what award show this was at or when it happened, because I've been so unplugged, but he was on a carpet, and in a moment where he could have talked about some bullshit, some 3D dumb shit, he chose to speak our language. And so I said that to say, remember feminine, divine feminine energy, because y'all here too. Remember I said y'all was going to see some magic? That was the magic. And that was just a small portion. Y'all going to see more and more and more of it. For y'all very physical, 3D oriented beings right now. And so y'all magic transcends into people that y'all looking at speaking the same shit that your divine masculine energy is speaking right now. So Terrence Howard was on this carpet and he was talking about properly opening up the flower of life. And how when he opened it up properly, he understood that in conjunction of uh the shapes that nest inside of one another that make up this sacred geometry that is and I just saw 1103 as I'm saying this, but the different shapes that make up this sacred geometry, this sacred geometric shape that is the flower of life, the different shapes and patterns within that are nested within each other. Understand that the little nesting, how can I explain this? Okay, so when it's like a key, right? Okay, so because I'm trying to figure out a way to explain it so everyone gets it. So if you have a door key, you know how your door key has those little rivets and right, and those little indentions and rivets, those peaks and voids, those specifically fit into the lock that this key is supposed to open, right? Boom. So in sacred geometry, the way that shapes nest within each other is like a key, a specific key, right? So the shapes, the actual shapes, and the void in between the shapes that allows that next shape to nest, that is when you decipher that pattern in which they nest into each other, the pattern and the void, when you decipher those things, that is a direct pathway to integrate into these different dimensions. That's what sacred geometry is. It's a universal language, just like numbers and just like our elements, just like color sequences, number sequences, all these different things. When we first came here as a human form, we didn't speak English or Japanese or Chinese or French or Guatemalan, if that's a thing. I don't fucking know. But we didn't speak all of these different cultural languages. We didn't do that. That's some man-made shit. We spoke a universal language that we all understood as human forms, right? And those universal languages were and are still today, right now, sacred geometry, are natural elements and stones and crystals and things of that nature. I don't know why the fuck that came out like that. Things of that nature, numbers and their sequences, colors and their sequences, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. But the way that those things communicate is through energy because everything is energy. And remember, like how I was speaking on how the divine masculine energy is creating those deep, lasting ripples. What is a ripple? A wave in the water, right? And ain't that what he said? These different waves, energy is processed in waves. That's what he was speaking on, right? So divine feminine, that's the magic that we said y'all was finna see around this bitch. Real shit, right? So when a man in his physical form that you've been looking up to and you watch on Empire and Hustle and Flow and all this different shit, y'all been seeing this man in y'all 3D reality for a long time. So when he gets to speaking the same language that a little old me or the next little old divine masculine is speaking, that shit feel like magic for y'all. So this is just the very bare minimum of the magic that it's going to unfold as we continue to progress and transcend these different dimensions. Okay. So I said all of that shit to just further reiterate everything that I've been saying. And this is 3D physical proof. Also, this is also speaking on how I said that when I do these readings for y'all, it's as much for me as it is for y'all. Because there we go, boom, with this 3D proof. I've never met this man ever. It's no way that he could be saying the same shit that I'm saying and the same stuff that a lot of people on YouTube and a lot of these other uncensored platforms are saying right now. And we ain't never came in contact physically with each other. It's a reason why we all saying this shit, because it's real. It's real. So just come into alignment with that shit and understand it. But furthermore, let me get on with these messages. So the messages that are coming through that are very important. And listen, I got notes and notes. Let me show you. I'm gonna let y'all in to my little physical sanctuary, because don't nobody even know. I never show nobody this book. Ain't nobody ever seen it. Like, this is my shit. Like, this is my own private shit. But when you look through here, like, I just have automatic writing of pages and pages of just messages. Like, this is how they come to me. I could be meditating, I could just be walking around, and that's why I always keep it with me. And I advise you to do it too. Like, I'm gonna start, I've got so many different ideas on content, and I'm telling y'all I'm about to start hitting y'all with some real shit. So if y'all new to my channel, please subscribe now so y'all don't miss nothing. Because I'm telling you, we finna hit the ground running with this shit. And I know that I said we do gotta take breaks and we do gotta rest and all of that. But once you take your break and you integrate and you get your shit, you start to build your momentum back up. And let me tell you, the energies of the universe is co-creating with us right now, for good and for bad. So that's for another message. But let me just break down what's in this book right now that I'm needing to tell y'all. So, because I just got hella shit right now. Because, like I said, I ain't been able to give out no readings, no messages. So it's just like source is giving me so much shit right now. Like, tell them this, tell them that, tell them this. It's so much shit. So I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all, it's y'all gonna see a lot of videos of me sitting in this spot with this fucking dress on, okay? Because I'm finna give out. I'm gonna put out a lot of shit, because it's a lot of things that I miss with this timing and a lot of things that y'all cannot miss, and I'm gonna make sure y'all get it, okay? So anyways, back to it. Around 10:18, there was a shift that started to happen. Now y'all can go back and through your text messages with people, or if you can recollect what you was doing on this exact day, it will probably correlate with these messages, okay? On 10:18, there was a sense of like a calm after the storm. There was a peace in the universal energy. It was like something was just different. Now I'm actually seeing it because I forgot. You know what I mean? In my physical shit, I forgot. But now that I'm reading it, I could see it and I could feel it. Dog, the sky was clear as fuck on this day. It was the blue. It was like it was a blue color, and we could see the clouds on a whole different, like, listen, you could see the stars so clear. And listen, I live in Louisville, Kentucky. We can't usually see them shits that clear. Like, it's hard to see on this day, my nigga. That shit was right here. You understand me? Right here. That shit was clear as fucking day. The sky was like bluish, like a different color bluish. Like our blue. Y'all resonating with that. Our blue. It was our blue, my nigga. On 10:18, it was our blue. And the sky, the clouds was like dark, but we could see through them. But it was just it was like a different frequency of color, is what it was. To where the contrast in within the earth was different. The contrast changed. So we could see the blue of the sky with a different tenacity than what we had seen that shit before. So the clouds looked darker because they were more dense. You see what I'm saying? We were seeing it from a different contrast. That's when shit switched on a physical view on 10:18. That shit, the contrast on our physical universe, Earth, just Earth, not universe, but just the universal Earth energy on 10:18. It switched in contrast to where we could see things differently in color. So the blue was very blue. It was a pure ocean, deep blue. And the stars were so, like they were bursting. They were bursting. They were right here among us type shit. And again, the clouds was dark, but we could see through them. And so let me go back just because I'm feeling it. It was like the way we was seeing it, it felt like a storm, but there, I don't think it was. It wasn't a storm. It was like it was real windy and things was moving around like it was raining, but there was no rain on this day. I'm feeling it and seeing it now as I'm speaking it to y'all. It wasn't no rain. So it was like calm after the storm, it was peace. And so what I got from that, what is in my automatic writing notes, is big bark, no bite. It was testing our resilience. It was a shakedown, a drill. And what the drill produced was a lesson with the reward of unconditional love and light. We stepped into our mission on that day. We physically stepped into it. I know for me, because I got it in my notes and I remember this shit. I didn't forget this at all. It says, I have been initiated. I said my oath and was sworn in. I'm officially 5D status. If you can call it hazing, that part is over. I feel clean through and through. My records have been cleared. I am in my vortex co-creating with source and I'm grateful. That was the energy on 1018. So backtrack and ride with me type shit. This is all to align you with the further messages that's gonna come out. Okay? Boom. So then on 1024, just a few days later, 6 days later, on 1024, it was a message of ascension guidance, right? And the notes that I have in my automatic writing is you need to make a choice out of free will to ascend, not only physically, mentally, and consciously, but you also have to follow that up with your actions and intentions. So it's a level of devotion, right? So on 1024, the message was say it, speak it in your own free will because energy is fluid. And so it's not going to overtake you. And that's in dark and light. It cannot fuck with your free will. You have to be a willing participant. You feel me? So if some of y'all have not done this, please take time, meditate, and do this. Real shit. Because this is a part of it. With your free will, you have to choose to ascend and then devote yourself in the physical to that shit. It sounds a lot harder than it is. All you got to say is, I don't want to be stuck in this bullshit. I want to ascend and I'm willing to do the work in order for me to earn that shit. Right? Period. Step out on it. After you say that shit and you're in your pure intentions, step out on it. So if that's Googling some shit until you got all the knowledge of it, if that's researching a new age shop or a metaphysical shop or spiritual shop or a Facebook meet and greet group, it's something in your physical vortex that can help you along the way. And Spirit is guiding me to guide you to that. So trust yourself. Go on Google and whatever words pop into your mind, punch that shit in and see where it takes you. Allow yourself to discover that. You know what I mean? Once you get to a place where you feel like you're comfortable in that and you can move forward, make the choice in your intentions and with your words to ascend and then devote yourself to that physically. That's a part of it. Also, with that, on that day, I got the notes of stagnancy and ascension because we don't know what to do next, right? And that's what I was speaking on earlier because I experienced that as well. And so in my automatic notes, it says we're calling on the same level of spirit, like asking our favorite angels for help, like ones that we're familiar with. We have ascended. So yes, call on them when they can be of service, but we need guidance on ascension. And Archangel Michael, who we all are pretty much familiar with, he can't help us with that type of shit. Like literally, that's what it says right here in my notes. He can't help us with that type of shit. Like, for real. I'm trying to see. Like Archangel Michael. He can't help us with that type of shit. I'm just showing y'all this, and look, it's right there on that same date I said, 10/24/19. So I'm only showing y'all this to further validate to you that this is shit that I got just in meditation, automatic writing. So when I write shit down in automatic writing, it's just words coming out on this paper. I don't even know what the fuck it really says until I'm done and I go back and read it. And then it makes sense to me because it's always hidden, right? And so I'm just showing y'all that on paper so that y'all understand I'm not just making this shit up, okay? For my divine feminine energy in here, because y'all in here with me too, and I love y'all. I'm not, you know what I mean? We all in this together. I'm just showing you that so you know I'm not pulling shit out of my ass, right? So then the other messages was understand that this shit is not easy. It won't always be fun, but it's necessary. If you're watching this video, you're chosen. You've chosen this shit already. Source told me to meditate on it, pick a time. Okay, wait a minute. Let me go back because I feel like I just missed something. Understand that this shit ain't easy and it won't always be fun, but it's necessary. If you're watching this video, you've chosen this shit already. Source told me to meditate on it, pick a time that I'm already cool with so that you can be at your best. I did mine's right before bed because I feel like when I like and this right here I feel like yeah this note right here is talking about you making the free will choice to ascend and then you applying that devotion behind it. This is what spirit was talking about when it said to pick a time to meditate on it when you truly comfortable with yourself. So for me, when I did it was right before bed. And a lot of times I choose to do um like my rituals or my ceremonies or intense spiritual work of this nature, I choose to do it right before I know I'm about to go to sleep because when you are in a sleep space, a dream space, then your higher self, which is your highest level of consciousness, it kicks in, right? That's what's happening in your dream space. It's your soul energy kicking in for you. And so I do my heavy spiritual work right before I go to sleep because I feel like if I do it then, once I fall asleep and my soul takes over, well, then my soul is going to pick right back up on where I just left off. And my soul has more power than me in my physical form because I'm still working through my shit, just like everybody else, right? So for me, that's my time. So pick whatever time is best for you in your spiritual journey and sit down and meditate on it once you've got gathered all your knowledge and your pieces, right? Bring all that together, set your intentions, and then meditate on this and then let it integrate into your soul is what I'm getting from this bit of my notes, okay? So I'm gonna go on to the next one. Uh I'm sorry. Okay. Oh yeah. Also, when I did meditate on it, the things that I really because you ain't got to speak no certain fucking language. You speak to the God of your understanding. I call it source. I speak to source the way that I, was told to speak. So if you have something that's coming out of you naturally in the way that you're speaking to the God of your understanding, keep doing that. It's resonating with you because that's how you and the God of your understanding communicate best. Okay, me and Source, we click tight over this motherfucker. We be cussing, we be cutting up, like it's no boundaries for her and I call her her. You teach his own. Do what feels right for you. But when she and I speak, we speak just like I speak to you because I'm that comfortable with her. You feel me? So you just, whatever comes out and it feels right for you, keep doing that. But all I really did was ask for clear guidance and for my clear guidance on my ascension path, and fully surrender my ego and my old ways. You know what I mean? To make way for divine and new. You know what I mean? So even when, like I said, when we purge and release, that's us creating space for the universe. When we create space for universe, well, then universe feels it. That's just universal laws here. This is not some shit I made up. Go Google it. But that's the same basic principle here. You know, just sit down with source and speak what you truly need in a fashion that feels right for you, my nigga. And that shit will be. Let it be. Don't try to control it. Just say it, set your intentions, and let it go. Put that shit in the crock pot and let that shit do what it do, my baby. Real simple here. So also they were telling me to say this. This came out in a note too. To get here, you broke ancestral chains. Um, I don't know what that word is. So the what? Universe. See, I can't even read my writing sometimes because it just comes out automatic. But to get here, you broke ancestral chains. Universe has said enough. You have been brave enough and determined enough to transform the energy field of your entire family. Super dope. Some of y'all might feel misunderstood, and some of y'all might even fight in an attempt to integrate the new source, the new that source has for you. Source said, take a break and be with yourself. Ask for guidance, but you're doing amazing. That's why you're here. Guidance comes when actions is necessary. The universe is speaking to you right now. You feel me? I said that shit. And so now it's even being reintegrated again to me, or reiterated. I be fucking up my words. I ain't English speaking, okay? I be fucking up these English words, whatever. But anyway, I feel a lot of doubt in the collective energy because of this misconstrued stagnancy, right? Because we were sitting around. Remember, I was speaking on that earlier, how we were feeling anxious and like real antsy, like, oh my God, I know I should be doing something, but what should I be doing? I don't know what the fuck I should be doing. So I'm trying to do a million things, not getting nothing done. That's what she was talking about. That's why you were feeling like you were being stagnant, like you was procrastinating, like you ain't really getting shit done. You was misconstruing that shit. I said that wrong too. Fuck it. You was fucking that shit up. It wasn't that you were in a place of stagnancy or that you was on pause because you did some shit wrong. It was a place of rest. So because we was misunderstanding that place of rest for stagnancy, it created this sense of doubt in the universal energy is what I'm picking up on, and I'm remembering it now. And it's still lingering with us. It is still lingering. It's here for us right now. That's why I'm really trying to hone in on it, because I'm feeling it in a lot of the energy that's on this video. You know what I mean? A lot of let me say, the energy that's watching, that will be getting this message. This is lingering with you right now. Excuse me. This feeling of stagnancy, of being in this place and you don't know where to turn, and like almost feeling like you fuck something up, but it's just really a place of rest, my baby, for you to just pause and fully integrate how fucking amazing you are. That's it. But yeah, so let me get back to it. I feel a lot of doubt in the collective energy because of this misunderstood stagnancy. Source said, holding on to old habits, friends, relationships with low vibrations is causing pain to many. So a what? So a what? So a pause. That's what it was. That's what it is. Right. So because people were still trying to hold on to old things, old people, places, and things, because we loved them and we didn't want to leave them behind, because there was so many of us doing that, universe put us on pause because it was too much of that energy. It was creating doubt in the universe, and source wasn't having that. So she just put us all on pause. Like, okay, look, calm down. Take a break for a second, integrate your shit, understand that you are great, and come back into alignment of that. That's what was going on, right? So she was, so yeah, too many. So a pause was called for all. Also, a lot of code and sinus type of issues. Remember, I was speaking on that. That's you shedding the attachment to the old 3D matrix. That's what the, see, even me, I still got it. Still got it. It's still there. You know what I mean? This is us fully shedding the old attachments that we were trying to hold on to. And even in this masculine energy, I'm trying to hold on to old shit because I don't really want to leave my folks. But understand, if they not, I don't want to say it like that because that feels very heavy. And that ain't what we're trying to do here. Um, So, divine masculine, what happened was we felt ourselves leaving people behind, and that feels not good to us. And so, what happens in ourselves is we feel like if we leave somebody behind, well, then we're doing a disservice to them, and that's not right. So, then we want to be the savior, right? That is a 3D ideology. That's some dogmatic practices that have been put into our brain. That's programming that we have to get rid of, my baby. Understand this. We ain't leaving nobody behind. This energy is here for everybody. Whenever they choose to jump on it, they can be right there with us. So as long as we trapped in this place of I've got to sacrifice my own happiness or my own self-worth to bring somebody up into alignment with me because it doesn't feel right to leave them behind, we're feeding into 3D bullshit because 3D sets up restrictions. That's what it's made of, restrictions and limitations. And so within that paradigm, there is this leader follower mentality. And so in a divine masculine energy right now, we're leading, we're leaders. And sometimes as leaders, we get distracted from our mission because we have enough sympathy, compassion, and empathy to not want to leave anyone behind. As a leader, we also want to be the savior. We want everyone to come. We want everyone to be included. And so we sacrifice our own ascension or some things that could be right for us because we want to bring everyone with us when we go. And so we have to shed that shit because we can't bring everybody with us because we're ready. We got to let them be ready when they're ready and trust that they will join us in that time, right? And so that is what we got to step out of so that we can release ourselves from this pause that the universe has us on right now. We have to we got to release that the ideological whatever, the systems that are in place because of this 3D paradigm. We got to release that shit. We don't have to save everyone. We don't have to save anyone. We have to save ourselves. And in saving ourselves, then we can do shit like this, which inevitably saves others. And so if we stay steadfast to that and understand that, and also understand ourselves and what we need as far as rest and integration and trusting our process, trusting divine timing, when we come in the flow of all of that, then there is no lack. There is no left behind. It's just a timing thing. And timing is divine as well. If we use it on a let me do this shit because I only got an hour left, that's 3D time shit. That is an illusion. But if we're thinking about time in a matter of this energy is available to all of us because we are tapped into it on a mass scale to where other people have no choice but to be aware of it, well, then time becomes fluid again. And so whenever the timing is right for these souls, then they're going to tap into it with us. We ain't leaving nothing behind. We opened it up for them. And when they are ready, they will come. We got to step into alignment of that divine masculine, because that's going to help us to unpause, and that's going to help them to, gain momentum in their own spiritual journey, because that shit's important too. For real, I'm feeling like that is the messages of this video. Yeah, I'm not being pulled to call no cards. I apologize if y'all came here for that. Really, it was just intuitive messages that I needed to give y'all that I knew I had been missing. And yeah, we caught up on that shit with the notes and sources telling me that that's it. And so I just want to love on y'all with unconditional love and light, my babies. You hear me? Keep coming back, because this shit's ready to pop. I got a lot of content, ideas, and ways to give out messages that's going to resonate a lot clearer. And things is going to get a lot better. This channel is about to go through a massive shift, just like we all did, okay? So I love y'all, and I'm here. Y'all keep coming here because I need y'all too. Shit. Bye.